But, Nick, the Rewards for Racing Special Achievement Award goes to Mrs Danvers.
Stand still.
And Mrs Danvers making a thoroughly encouraging racecourse debut here. Mrs Danvers wins by about 3 to 4 lengths.
Mrs Danvers, 33 to 1 last time, an odds-on chance today, and she remains unbeaten in very good start.
It's Mrs Danvers, the filly, though, inside the final furlong. Mrs Danvers has won it.
Mrs Danvers launching her challenge. She's unbeaten. Mrs Danvers, she won it handsomely by 2.
There'll be a me and Mrs. You.
She's now going to be a perfect 5 out of 5. Mrs Danvers wins the Cornwallis.
The members of the Turf Club 2014 Syndicate are here, ladies and gentlemen, for Mrs Danvers.
I can't stand still. I'm looking for something, and that something
trainer.
is you. You can be my rainbow, and I'll be your.
And the trainer of Mrs Danvers, ladies and gents, Jonathan Portman.
Too many people to thank and too little time, but the more I talk, the less I'll have to dance, so I'll have a go. I'd like to thank Connie and Mark Burton for breeding Mrs Danvers and for introducing her to my life. I'd like to thank the Turf Club for leasing her. I would like to thank both of those people for trusting me with her preparation and her program. That owner-trainer trust is so vital, and it's been so much appreciated. I'd like to thank my wonderful staff back home for assisting me in that preparation, and I'd like to thank for the divine intervention. I'd like to thank, most importantly, Mrs Danvers. I'm so sorry she couldn't be here herself. She would have been marvellous company. No disrespect to the people already on my table. But she has been a great story, a great journey, one which I hope is not over yet. She has been a triumph for the small breeder. She's been a triumph for the small stallion, privately owned stallion. She's not Helvelin's first group winner. She certainly won't be the last. She's a triumph for syndicate ownership in the Turf Club. And she's been a huge relief for a young, struggling, up-and-coming trainer. So, God bless Mrs Danvers, and thank you very much.
Well done, Johnny.